Today, it's story time with Chloe and Beth! To prepare yourself for this story, you need two ingredients. A spoon and a tub of Ben and Jerry's.
Essential.
It's currently about 12:30, almost 1 o'clock at night, and in the morning. Welcome to my log cabin. As you can pretty much see behind me, as this is the only angle we can film in, there is quite a lot of jumble behind me, so that's getting cleared up. We're going to have a little story time about the last time Beth came over, and let's just say that the ghost I told you guys about, I don't think she really liked Beth all that much, did she? See, the thing is, Beth doesn't really want to talk about it because it kind of freaked her out a little bit, but I've kind of made her do this video, so we're going to tell you the story of Balamori. Wouldn't you like to go? I'm going to tell you some stories and Beth's going to chip in, okay? You right, Beth? No. Okay. So, this ghost I told you about in my room, I kind of realised that it was all sort of supernaturally things. It was sort of like lights and moving objects. And once I was sitting on my bed and I got a pair of socks thrown at me. That was... Did I not tell you about that? I'm pretty sure I did. I was sitting on my bed once and basically the door was closed and a pair of socks just... The door was closed, a pair of socks came out of nowhere and hit me in the head, on the head. Before this, Beth did not believe in ghosts, did you? You've got chocolate still in your mouth. Are you serious? Beth did not believe in ghosts, so I kind of realised that I'd have to persuade her, tell her what it is. So, we're both just sitting there, and I wasn't even sure if it would work, because obviously I've never really asked them to do anything before. And we literally just kind of sat there, and I asked them to please turn the lights off. Then suddenly the lights went off, and actually I was pretty much just as freaked out as Beth was. So I was sort of sitting there like, oh well, it worked. And so then we asked them to turn the lights on again, and the lights came on again. And you really didn't believe it, did you? She was like, oh, you know, you've got those clappy things and the secret light switch thingamajigs, but I really didn't. And then what did you do? You were like,
I just went, oh yeah, of course, if this is real, lights on! And
it was so weird, and that was just sitting there, and all of a sudden, like, practically half a row of my windowsill, all the items just went doosh, and they all just fell to the floor. So that was a little bit freaky as well. Then we decided that, well, I decided against Beth will, she didn't have a say in this at all, we would get a Ouija board and try and talk to them, and yeah, it kind of didn't go too well.
backfired.
It backfired quite a bit. I mean, we found out some useful information. We found out that the ghost is a lady. She wouldn't tell us her name because she wasn't quite. She didn't know it. She didn't know it.
It just came up unknown.
It just came out of unknown. So I don't think maybe she wanted to tell us. Maybe that's a bit. I mean, then again, really, you're not supposed to really tell your name to strangers, are you? So.
You do.
It kind of took a more sinister turn when I decided to ask the ghost if she was friendly, and she replied with,
Ask again later.
Beth got a little bit freaked out at this point. She was like hiding under the duvets and the pillows.
So to try and reassure me, she asked, will you hurt Beth? It answered yes. Then she said, will you hurt Beth while she's asleep? The answer was yes.
At this point we was like, I guess we won't be going to sleep then. So that was quite amusing. The question is, can the ghost leave the house?
Don't.
Because but she's going to get pretty freaked out now. The other day, it was a bit weird. Obviously I've had all this like interaction with them, but I actually saw her for the first time. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning, and of course I'm on Tumblr and just internet. And I came down for a drink, and I turned the light on, and the light just flickered. The light went off. The light went off, and then it flickered on again. And when it flickered for the second time, she was really pretty. It was a pretty young girl, and she was in like a white formal dress with like frills and laces, and she was really pretty. And she was blonde, and she sort of was just standing outside looking into the window where my kitchen sort of faces into my garden.
You just want me to.
This is going to make Beth cry a little bit. So she was in the garden looking into the kitchen. So we are currently in the log cabin, which is at the end of my garden. So how far can we go? I mean, you know, she's really nice, and nothing bad has happened to us apart from the sock to the face. I don't think that was very acceptable. We should have some Ben and Jerry's to eat while we're doing this, but it's kind of melted, so it is literally a tub of liquid, and as you'll see later, we spilled it all over the floor. Wow, we must look pretty sexy, got no makeup on. Right, okay, so just sitting here, we've come back from inside, and we decided to put a DVD on. However, the DVD player wouldn't work. Put the DVD in, it went on, and then it stopped working. So after about 5 attempts, DVD still wouldn't work. When Beth pointed out that maybe I might have angered someone, so I've apologised several times and said I'm sorry and I didn't mean any sort of offence about talking about what I said earlier, and the DVD player worked again. However, just as the DVD started working, it stopped the DVD. The DVD player turned off, it just stopped. I pressed several controls on the remote, it didn't work. And then suddenly it changed to the main television, and it changed to a program called Dark Waters. Beth doesn't want to be involved in this because she honestly believes that something's going on. Okay, it's a little bit, I'll admit it's a little bit strange perhaps and creepy, because then what started playing was what I believed was a normal program, but it was actually one about ghosts. And there was a child in the bath. And then suddenly there was another dead child, who's the ghost, and the other child couldn't sit, but she's sitting in the bath, and the mother of this child is getting haunted by this little ghost girl, and suddenly the ghost starts drowning the child in the bath, and the mother's just sitting there screaming, asking to release the child, and all this. And I just turned to Beth and I'm like, come on, surely this is a sign. You know, the DVD player wouldn't work and then it just changes to this channel. It must mean something.
I think I just saw something! No!